All right, welcome back to We Don't Care Gamers, and we're playing Forging the Path. And in this playthrough, I started a new character, and I'm just going through the game, including all of the resource gathering and all of that fun stuff. And I'm seeing what changed, and a lot has changed. Geography, adding mobs and fights to different areas, and adding a lot of new trees and stuff, changing the landscape. It's actually done very well. Thank you very much, Keen. So we are sitting right above Lone Thistle at the Alchemist Tower, where we get the motar for the alchemist. So I'm going to start here. Springlands Low Meadows has some resources, but really your resource gathering starts right here with clay and copper. So let's get started. So when you arrive here, just go straight down and you're going to find a ton of clay. So these little spots right here, as soon as you start digging down, you're going to get a lot of clay. It goes up underneath and all that fun stuff. And then if you want to start copper, there's a lot of copper right here. And they added a lot more in this release. It just was a little plots right here before, and now we have all of this. So this is not where I mine copper, but it looks like a pretty good spot. If it goes down deep, you could get a lot of copper right here before you even got into Revelwood Spire. So yeah, I do want to say, because I did previous videos, they removed the amber, it appears. It was right below us down here. So that's gone. What we're going to be doing is crossing over and heading towards the Revelwood Spire, where we're going to show you a couple other places for both mining and harvesting resources. So we were just over there on that hill, came down, we've got clay, and then down a little lower we've got copper. We're on top of the Alchemist Tower, and what we're going to be doing is headed towards the Revelwood Spire. But first we're going to cross over and show you a couple other resources. Number one is amber, but the very first thing that I want to do is show where I get Shroud Mushrooms right here. Shroud Mushrooms, and then as we go up the hill, you're going to start getting your flax. So you might hear some flax right here, but you're going to start getting your flax. You want to start planting that as soon as possible. And then right here, you're going to get your Shroud Mushrooms. Right? And this is where I come to farm Shroud Mushrooms. These things are all over the shrouded area, but there's a bunch of it that's right here. Look at all of that. And you can very quickly get out of the shroud to port back to base. But a really cool thing about being over here is if we follow the cliffside right here, we will see amber. So there's amber right here. Now when we were coming over here, we went over some boars for corrupted boar tusks. You probably saw those when I was crossing over. Maybe I'll show those again. But there's corrupted boar or boars in the shroud area here, all over the place. And it seems to change with each patch and release about where they are. When you come here, you get indigo, you get more flax, and of course up here, if you've watched the videos, there is a cave that has a shroud root in it, right? So right here is the shroud root, and we're sitting right here. All right. Now I came back to the road to Revelwood here, showed you the shroud mushrooms, but I flew over too quickly where the boars were. So there's a couple of boars that are here. I'm on passive. Well, they're going to die anyways because of my aura, that shot kill. So there was two, but the other one went somewhere. Anyways, there's boar right there. Corrupted boar is what I should be calling them. If you're collecting boar tusks, but there's a lot more. We're going to pass those as we're going up. Now I'm sitting at the Revelwood Ancient Spire, the fast travel, And so we're right here on the map. And there used to be, this whole area has changed so much. The towers have changed and all that. But if you look down here, that clay was replaced by amber. So now this is where amber is. So we're sitting right here. Use this marker here. Here's the two pillars from the spire. So basically we're facing east when we're coming down to get this. All right. All right, we're back to the top of Revelwood Spire. I am facing west. Let's go ahead and go to map, uncheck that one. And if we look off to the northwest, this direction right here, we're going to find copper. And this is actually as soon as I arrive at Revelwood, this is where I get my copper. And it used to be a lot of clay in this little hillside right here, but now there's this little blotch of copper, and you go, no, this is not enough copper. But you can dig really deep here, and it goes wide. You're going to get a ton of copper. I think that you won't even mine it all. So this is where I get copper. This is where we are on the map, right here. And this is where the ancient spire is. So we just glided down to this little blotch right here. And yeah, pickaxe a lot of copper out of there. All right, we're back to the Revelwood ancient spire. And we were just down there showing you where copper was. You could actually run off the cliff and go where we're going to go next. When I get to Revelwood, this is where I now get clay. Until I get to another place. This has just a ton of clay. Don't hit the trees, fall to your damage, death. So it is right down here. Look at all this clay. So you just jump down here. Again, you could do copper and then jump over the side. But we're sitting right here. Here's where the copper was. Here's where Revelwood Ancient Spire is. All right, so those are the key resources for mining and harvesting when you're starting a game and you get to Revelwood. So we have talked about from Alchemist Tower, we talked about clay, we talked about copper, amber is no longer here. So let me take this out, this marker here, remove it. Amber is now over here. It's been here a little bit in Wake of the Water. And then it made a lot of changes before Wake of the Water. It's kind of gone around. When Wake of the Water came out, they were playing around with us, and then they patched it out. So you got amber right here, right? You've got indigo and flax over here. You've got indigo and flax. You pretty much find your first flax right in here, but if you go this way, you're also going to get flax. You find indigo when you come over here. And you might find a little bit out here, but when you're heading up the road to the bridge to cross over, you're going to get a lot more indigo and other resources as you're headed up and around. We find amber right here, and then we come up around, climb the spire. Then we go over here, we find copper. We go down in this canyon now for clay. So a lot of things changed in forging the path. But those are the primary. As far as corrupted boar goes, when you're coming out of Lone Thistle and you're starting to head across, you're going to find boar right here. You're going to find boar, as we showed you, right here, right between the amber and the road to the bridge, the road to Revelwood. And then you're going to find boar right below Revelwood. This is Gloomsbury Keep. But you're going to find boar all through this area. And again, the best way to find boar is during the evening. Just glide over the top, and you see blue kind of move around. See, it's hard in the daytime to see it, but you get low enough down there. Now I'm on Ghost Glider, so you're not going to be gliding this far until you get Ghost Glider, and that's Kindle Waste. But you'll start to see blue that's dodging around, and that's going to be your corrupted boar and boar tusk. Just make sure you don't land in the red lava. Yeah, or you're dead. You are dead. There's a couple right down there you can see moving around. So anyways, you're going to get to a point where you're going, where are all the boars? And yeah, that's where they are. So let's see here. I think that's it. That's an update for Forging the Path. I did a previous video. I'm getting questions on it going, hey, Amber is not there. Clay is no longer there. And hopefully when you're getting into this new patch and release, prior to the next major release, hopefully by the end of this year of 2026, yeah, this will help you. Next, we're going to jump into Nomad and talk about resources that are there and my favorite finds for mining. So until that next episode, you know what? Happy gaming!